Welcome back, everyone, to SOC Live. We're back here in the sports bar at the Stadium of Light. The lads have been down to Ashton Gate and they've come away with a defeat this afternoon. Danny, it was always going to be hard when you lose one of your star players in 6 minutes.
Yeah, that was the case, I think. Obviously, early on in the game, we actually started quite well first couple of minutes, I felt. But yeah, just one sort of lapse in concentration or a bit of a misunderstanding at the back, and it's cost Trey. So yeah, he's been a big player for us in recent weeks and throughout the course of the season, really. But credit to the boys, I thought first half adapted really well. Obviously the man down, sat back, soaked it up, and I mentioned in the comms there, you're always going to get an opportunity on the counter attack with the likes of Mayenda and his pace, and that was the case in the first half. Second half, just felt that it's difficult because you've got the numerical disadvantage, you're sitting off, but we've got to be a bit better in terms of possession, retain possession, because if you can't get out, and that was the case, and we barely laid a glove on them in terms of in their half of the pitch, really. And obviously we'll get onto the goals and debrief them. So it's disappointing, back-to-back defeats, as we say, and we're still looking for some sort of momentum going forward, building to the playoffs. Yeah,
let's have a look back through the action then and discuss those key moments from today's game. And it was a decent start from Sunderland.
Yeah, early on the front foot, as you say, you see there, you got 4 or 5 bodies getting into the Bristol City box. Obviously, it doesn't come off there, but you got Tommy as he squares it across. It's just ahead of Dan Neil, just gets away from Chris Rigg, and then obviously he can't sort his feet out and get the ball back into the box. But as we mentioned, it was a much better start than what we've seen against Swansea, and then obviously is the big one for the first half. And listen, you're going to get people who are going to say, I don't think there's contact there, but these happen time and time again. Again, there was one in the game last night for United, sending off. It just you brush the back of the opposition's legs. It's unintentional, and it just clips them, and then their legs come together. He goes down Naki Wells, and as we said, their players are getting around the ref. They almost force the decision on him.
What about the position where he goes down?
Yeah,
it's not directly centre on goal.
On goal, yeah. I mean, they will argue it's hard to say. Is Luke O'Nien going to get back at him? Again, we'll never know, but they will say his next touch can possibly be an opportunity on goal. So disappointing as it is for Trey. I'm not sure, is it a 1-gamer or a 3-game ban? Yeah. Possibly a 1. Hopefully it's a 1-gamer.
It wasn't violent conduct,
but
was
yeah,
it?
Positives to take. Here's the goal now. So look where he picks the ball up, Mayenda. These two don't cover themselves in glory, almost slide tackle each other. Then he's driving, he's got 3 red shirts around him. Viner tries to slow him down, keep him on his right foot, but he skips inside. Jason Knight then can't make the challenge, he's wrong side. He's worried about giving the penalty away. But that's what he does to defenders, Mayenda. He's got that ability now, and they know he's a threat, he's sharp on the counter-attack. And it's a lovely finish. Say there, you expect him then. Max O'Leary's thinking he's going to go to his right-hand side into this bottom left corner as we look at it, but he just reverses it. And then, you see Dan Neil on the halfway line and the boys there. And, to go a goal ahead where we've barely had any possession after the sending off and been camped on the edge of our box. It's a great counter-attacking goal.
Yeah, and to get that, 10 yards outside your own box, to keep on going, to have the tenacity and the strength as well, and the fitness, I guess, as well, to do that. And then to finish like that at the end of it.
Yeah. No,
I mean, that's the big positive, and that's how the people reacted back here at the Stadium of Light. But that's the big positive from today's game, isn't it?
No, it is, yeah. And he had 1 or 2 other moments, which we'll say, I think, Patrick's efforts as well. But this is where we've seen a lot of our work, really, wasn't it, throughout the afternoon, where we've got bodies in the box here. But you can see, just look at the work rate from the boys there now, getting around it. And that just wasn't there in the second half. Yes, it results in an offside goal, this one. But just lads having to put those little 4 or 5 yard bursts in to go out and put pressure on him. But I just felt straight away from the second half it wasn't quite there, and we almost looked leggy and sat off them. And I know people are going to say we were a man down for 85 minutes of the game. Here's that other one now, yeah, out to Patrick, and you see Patrick trying to open himself up and feed it into that far corner, just doesn't set it off enough, and it's almost at Max O'Leary in the middle of the goal. So we still had a couple of other half chances throughout the course of the game, not so many in the second half. And then you're thinking from Bristol City's point of view, they're going to get frustrated the longer the game goes on. But credit to them. Listen, he changed it at half time, out on this right hand side. Hirakawa come on, he put some good ball into the box, but we really struggled to get out of our defensive third and have any real possession in the game, didn't we, after that? Is this the goal now, I think, is it? Looking at the build up down that left hand side, just working it, but just see that the shirts we got back there now, but in the box there. Again, you've got to keep hold of the ball. That's Enzo there, tries to thread a pass, doesn't, straight into Rob Dickey's feet, and he's punished 25 yards. Great angle, Lovely strike there, but got to get it into Meyenda's feet, and he's driving us up the pitch. Loose pass from Enzo, straight into Rob Dickey, steps in, firm side foot finish, and what a finish.
You actually made the comment in the first half when I said it's fine if you want to keep the defenders shooting from outside the box. You said, remember when
Vincent Kompany done it?
Did
yeah,
that
and it's
Man
not far
City,
off that, is it? Yeah. And he's punished us that, and then their tails are up then. They've made a few changes. I don't think this is a penalty. I think it's... See there, he's looking for it. Dan Neil goes for it, puts the brakes on, and to be fair, it's Bird, isn't it? He doesn't argue it. No, he gets up and sort of doesn't appeal. His teammates do, by the way, but he doesn't. But yeah, and even on set pieces, ball were coming in here now. They're getting first contact on it. It's panic stations back there. I've been in games it's difficult like this, and they just felt like it was coming. I think they upped the tempo a little bit more in the second half. Moved it to fewer touches around the edge of the box. But here's another one. So this is set pieces now. So you can maybe sometimes say in open play, they've got the extra man, they're moving the ball around. But even set pieces now, you've got everybody back there, and they're still, that may end, I think it is there, switches off on the far post there. And there's the second goal now. So again, Tommy wins the ball. Can we secure it? No, we can't. 2 passes, we've turned it over again. They popped it through the lines, out wide. Here, who's matched the runner there? Mehmeti, nobody's picked him up or pointing fingers into Job.
Is Job trying to control it there, do you think, when it pops off his left
foot?
Yeah,
no, I think he is, But look, Mehmeti there now receives it, plays it down the line. And no, so there, Mehmeti 11. Who's gone with him there? Job drops back in, 6-yard box. He's got an eye maybe on Earthy there. Heavy touch, and then McCrory steps onto it and punishes us. And that's the difference, really. It's when you're the man down, it's a lot about talking, communication, organising, doing the hard yards. What we've done really well in the first half, setting off, it just wasn't there. The little 5-yarders went away from us really, and we couldn't get the distances right, and eventually they wore us down. And then here we go again, another one. Mehmeti there, just shrugs off Chris Mepham into the box, and then I'll say 12 goals for the season, almost registers. His 13th just flies past the post. So, I mean, obviously, did they deserve it? Probably, yes. I haven't seen the stats yet. Possession, I'd imagine they're up 75-80%. Yeah,
they won't be very pretty, will they, from a Sunderland perspective?
No, but it always was going to become a game of attack v defence, really.
In a way as well, as soon as that red card happened, I thought we were going to get a great game of football. That goes out the window, doesn't it, 6 minutes into the game, because we thought it was going to be 2 sides, high pressing, both equal in possession, bit of cat and mouse, as it was those opening couple of encounters in the first couple of minutes. Yeah. As soon as that decision's made, the game's completely changed.
It does, to some extent. But as I say, you're a man down. It's not 2 or 3 players down where you can say, look at the numerical advantage. It's 1 player. I get that to some extent. But then we still should be better in regaining possession and retaining it when we got it. We didn't have enough there where you got the ball. Yes, they're pressing us. But listen, you do the boxes in training, all these little tight possessions where you're used to playing under tight pressure situations. And just in there, just on the highlights clip alone, you can see there where 2 or 3 players have turned it over. Enzo tried to play one in, and then I think Salis got caught on one and just can't get. And if you can't do that, you can never get out, and you can't give the lads at the back a little breather. Chris Rigg, ran himself into the ground there, and then obviously you're trying to freshen it up, and then all of a sudden, they get the goal, and then that's pretty much that. And then we did have 1 or 2 half openings in the second half. There was a 3-on-2 where Mayenda got brought down when Patrick played the little give and go. And then Salis towards the end had that little run, didn't he? And then Alan Brown with the ball in for Wilson Isidore. But other than that, Max O'Leary hasn't had a save to make in the second half. So it's a disappointing one. It's back-to-back defeats, as I say there. Game comes around quick on a Monday. Can we put it right back here at the stadium?
It certainly does. Let's have a look around at the scores in the EFL Championship. So far this afternoon, there was an early kick-off. There's going to be late kick-offs as well. Danny's just informed me that it's going to be a 5:30 and a 7:45? 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock,
yeah. In the early kick-off, it was Derby County 0, Luton 1, and a big game at the bottom that drags Derby right back into it. Blackburn Rovers 4, Millwall 1. Coventry City 2, West Bromwich Albion 0, a very damaging result for West Brom. Middlesbrough 2, Plymouth Argyle 1. Norwich City 3, Portsmouth 5, and possibly what looks like the game of the day in the Championship so far. Preston North End 1, Queen's Park Rangers 2, Stoke City 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Swansea City 1, Hull City 0, Watford 1, Burnley 2, Bristol City, Sunderland. You know all about the rest of the games to be played later this evening. What's that do to the league table? I'll start at the top. Well, Sunderland don't move. I don't think we'll see the move either.
No. Well, I mean, we were on about Bristol City, the only team that can catch us, but you're looking at their 8-goal swing as well, and obviously they'd have to win all their games, we'd have to lose our remaining 3. More than likely not going to happen. So, yeah, we're in there. Big result for Bristol City, as you say. Obviously Coventry as well, and they've got 3 points onto Middlesbrough, so those 3 sides picking up the win. Big blow for West Brom, as you say. Millwall as well, losing against Blackburn and Watford as well. So, yeah, I would say it's you're obviously looking at 2 from Bristol City, Coventry and Middlesbrough for me. So, yeah, all to play for.
West Brom's lost it then? I think West Brom have dropped out.
West Brom, I mean, you could argue, what are they, 6 points out of it, aren't they, to Coventry there? Yeah, I just think it's too much there. I think Coventry, the confidence they're playing with and the run they've been on under Frank Lampard, will have enough in the remaining. I don't know who they've got to play, by the way. I'll have to look at the fixtures. But I think they'll have enough to get a couple of results out of the next 3.
Let's have a look at the bottom of the EFL Championship this evening here on Good Friday. Can't believe it's still Friday. It doesn't feel like a Friday, does it? But it very much is. Plymouth Argyle beaten this afternoon. They're rock bottom. I say rock bottom. Only a win away from pulling themselves out. Goal difference so horrendous. Big win for Luton Town at the bottom today. That was the biggest result. And Portsmouth winning as well.
Yeah, very close. Cardiff there, Sheffield United later. So if they can get at least a point out of that, then it's, as you say, Plymouth 3 points adrift with that goal difference as well, which isn't doing them any favours. So, yeah, it's tight, isn't it? Yeah,
it's really tight.
Really tight, yeah.
All right, let's say what you've been saying. Around the world, Red and White had been in touch. I think we were very naive at the beginning of the second half. It looked like we wanted to trade punches 10v11 when we needn't have. We ended up giving them the upper hand and conceding. Wouldn't have been better to concentrate on keeping possession. Well, Danny, you've probably been in that situation before. How hard is it to keep possession against 11 when you've only got 10?
I think it's a psychological one as well. It's like, we're a man down. We've just naturally, we're defensive shape now and organised, but you've got to be brave in possession as well. And we've got the technical players to do it. Obviously, it doesn't help having Dan Neil having to drop in at centre back, but then you've still got other good technical, Enzo Lefebvre in there. I don't perhaps agree with the first point there where he said we were trying to trade punches with him. I just thought we'd come out, yes, for the remainder of the first half after Trey got sent off, we obviously sat deep, but they didn't move the ball quick enough, but we had energy in going to press them. I just felt like within the first couple of minutes that wasn't quite there at the start of the second half. We looked a bit lethargic and rooted in our positions and not... It's hard, you can't ask Chris Rigg. I know he's 17, 18-year-old, but there's only so many of those little 5-10-yard doggies getting up to players you can do, and then obviously you look to freshen it up, and one or two others in there with him, Enzo as well, who's coming back from injury. The key was trying to keep the ball a little bit better when you win it, because there's nothing worse as a footballer not having a touch of the ball and you're doing a lot of running without the ball. You may as well go to an athletics track and do a 4K, 5K. But no, you want to have a touch on the ball, and when you get it, you've got to appreciate that you're under the cosh. And I think Wilson's come on late on, and I mentioned in comms 2 or 3 have gone into him there. You've got to stick it. You've got to get hold of it for your team. Appreciate the situation. The lads have put that shift in to get us to where we were, and you think, right, I'm coming off the bench now. My main job is ball's coming up to me halfway line. Yeah, I've got Rob Dickey and other centre-backs around me. I've got to secure this and give the lads at the back a breather, get us up the pitch. And he had 2 or 3 which bounced off him as well. And we just, throughout the team really, couldn't retain possession well enough in that second half. And obviously that results then in attack coming back at us. And Chris Mepham and Luke and the other lads are back there thinking, come on boys, give us a break back here. And it just didn't happen in that second half. Yeah,
okay then. Let's have a look at the final one. We've got time for one more. Woody's been in touch with Trey missing next 2 games. Who do you think will fill in at right back? Well, if it's one position, we didn't need another issue. Yeah, it's fullback.
Yeah, it's not ideal. So it's 2 games we weren't sure what it was going to be. Yeah, so what would I do? Maybe go with what we've gone with there. Luke out at right back, Chris Mepham, Hjelde, one there, wasn't it? Where did Hjelde come in? He went in there, didn't he?
You got Joe Anderson
as
well, so Luke could go right back.
Alan Brown can go full back. So you've got options in there really. Like, yeah, ideally you want to keep maybe Luke and Chris Mepham as the centre back pairing. Dan Ballard's obviously not available as well. And
do you look to the 23s?
Yeah, possibly. I know Ollie Bainbridge has been around it, hasn't he, at left back? So you're at the stage of the season where Harrison Jones has got in there and he's had a run out. 1 or 2 others have been in and around it on the bench as well. And I know Ollie's done well for the 21s as well. So, and he was on the bench, was he last game or a couple of games ago? why not give him an opportunity? As I say, Joe Anderson's come on late on as well, so you've got options there to maybe fill in. But then you look at other places now where, you know, we've got Enzo Lefebvre's come in today, 60 minutes under his belt. Will he start again on Monday? Not sure. If I'd give him a little breather, maybe bring him on for half an hour. Joe can probably start now, so you've got one or two options at the other end of the pitch. And then what happens again with the striker situation? Because Meyender's got through 90 today, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So Wilson more than likely starts. So they've got to weigh it up now. So it's a quick turnaround. It's not ideal. It's a quick turnaround, but he's going to be a big miss, Trey.
He will be. We will go again, though, on Monday. That's when Blackburn Rovers are in town. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff, so we'll be on air from 2:15. You can actually buy your matchday streaming passes for that right now at safc.com. So join us for that one. Enjoy your Easter weekend, and we'll see you on the other side of it.